Welcome to IPitimi, the standard for everything IP. We're so excited to have you on board and happy to help get you started with this basic user training video. Before we get started, there are a few things to know. First, you have access to Command Center, which you can log into to update some of your settings. This includes call forwarding options and updating your passwords. You can access at portal.ipitimi.com. Second, you also have access to the UC Academy for helpful training materials. This will include videos, user guides, and other how-to information. You can access at academy.uc1.com. Lastly, you also have support from IPitimi 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can engage our support team by emailing support@ipitimi.com or call our toll-free number. To help get us started, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Rick. This is Rick. He's an expert at troubleshooting issues with technology. He has a couple helpful tips for you to remember if you experience any error messages or issues with your phone. First, always remember to reboot. Just like a PC, sometimes your phone needs a little break. Just unplug the power for 15 seconds and plug it back in. If you're still experiencing issues, check your internet. Since voice over IP phones run over the internet, if your network is experiencing problems, it will affect your phone. Make sure your internet is stable. As silly as it might sound, you'll also need to check to make sure that your phone is plugged in properly. Make sure that the power cable is plugged into the red port and that your LAN or network cable is plugged into the LAN port on the back of your phone. You can check with your IT department to make sure your phone is plugged in properly. Lastly, if you're still experiencing issues, keep calm and contact IPitimi. Our support team is here to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So let's get started using your phone. You probably have a phone that looks a little something like this. If not, that's okay. You can access other videos and training guides at our UC Academy. On this video, we'll quickly take a look at how to place and answer calls, access voicemail, view call logs, transfer calls, create conference calls, and update your directory. So let's get started. How to place and answer calls. Oh, hello again. So let's say you have an incoming call that you want to answer. It's really just as simple as picking up your handset, which is here. You can also press the speaker or headset button if you have a headset plugged into the back of the phone. That's a little hard to see, guys. Can we get a close-up here? There we go. The top button is your headset and the lower button is your speaker. Now let's say you want to place a call. It's also very simple. You can pick up the handset, type the number, and then hit send. Or you can type the number, then pick up the handset, or push the speaker or headset button. It's as simple as that. Now let's look at the ways to access your voicemail. There are actually many ways to access. First, you can hit the message button that's directly on your phone. The button looks a little something like this. Once you press the button, it'll bring you to your voicemail login. You can then put in your PIN and access your voicemail. You can also dial your direct phone number or extension, and it'll also bring you to your voicemail login. You have the option to also dial *62 from your desk phone to get there a little more quickly. Now, if you'd like to call in from another phone, like your cell phone or your home phone, you can dial your desk phone number, then wait for the voicemail greeting to pick up, then press star. You then have the option to enter your voicemail PIN and access your voicemail that way. For more instructions on how to use your voicemail, you can find the full user guide on our UC Academy. If you'd like to view your call logs, you can access them through your navigation key. It looks a little something like this. If you press the different arrows, you can see different information. By pressing down, you can see your missed calls, to the left for received calls, to the right for placed calls, and you can press up to see your favorite contacts. If your phone doesn't have this navigation key, you can also access your call logs through your phone menu. You can also access your call logs through Command Center. Visit UC Academy for the training video. Now let's quickly take a look at the different ways to transfer calls. There's actually two main ways to transfer a call. The first is a warm transfer, which you confirm the call before you transfer it through. The second is a blind transfer, where you transfer the call without confirming it first. So let's talk a little bit about what that means. Let's say you're a receptionist in a company, and Susie calls in wanting to talk to John. Well, you know that John is having a very busy day, and you don't know if he's available or willing to talk to Susie quite yet. So you want to talk to John just to make sure before you transfer her through. So what you would do is first hit the transfer button, which on your phone might look a little something like this. You can then dial John's extension and wait for him to answer. You can then talk to John and make sure he's ready to take the call. Once he confirms, you can hit transfer again and send Susie through. For a blind transfer, the process is very similar, but you would transfer Susie through to John without confirming with John first. So you would again hit the transfer button, dial John's extension, and then hit transfer again as soon as his line starts to ring. You don't need to wait for John to answer the call, you just hit transfer and it sends Susie through to John. Now there might be an instance where all three of you need to talk on the phone at once. That's where conference calling comes in. A conference call is a way for you to join multiple calls together. It's also known as N-way calling. So let's say you're on an active call with Susie and you'd like to conference in John. While you're on your active call, you can press the transfer button or conference button if you have one available. Remember, the transfer button looks a little something like this. You can then dial John's extension, and then when he answers, hit the conference soft key. Your soft keys are generally listed along the bottom of your screen right here. Once you hit the conference soft key, it'll join all you, Susie, and John together on a single call. Lastly, let's take a quick look at how you can update your contact directory. On your phone, first locate your home key, which might look a little something like this. Once you press your home key, you'll then have the option to go to Directories, Contact Directory, then add a new entry. Enter the person's name and phone number, and you can even select a special ring so you know when they're calling. Once you hit Save, your contact will show up as a speed dial along the buttons on the left or right side of your screen. If these buttons are already being used for your busy lamp field, then these speed dials will not show. You can still access your directory through your home screen. If you need help setting this up, please contact IPitimi. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to supporting you. We do have support available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can call our toll-free number at 1-855-IPitimi or email support@ipitimi.com. If you'd like to view or open support tickets, you can also visit support.ipitimi.com. Thank you again for your time and for choosing IPitimi. We look forward to supporting you.